As much as you like to see your Belmont Bruins have success on the field, it's also really cool to see them having success once they've left Belmont University. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. This is Christian Kaposy here with Belmont Athletics, and really happy to be joined with alumni Stuart, Landis, and Vinny Maniscalco. Guys, thanks for joining us today.
How are you doing?
Doing great. And really interested to get caught up with you guys. I see you have a really cool project going on, and it ties right back in here to Nashville. Tell me what's going on with your business, Hot Poppy.
Yeah, of course. Hot Poppy is, so we are a delivery app, or a grocery delivery app. The closest model would be Instacart. If you've used Instacart at all, we're very similar model, except for instead of sourcing from a grocery store that's pulling food and items from all over the world, from places you've maybe never heard of, we're sourcing from right in the greater Nashville area. So from farms that you could visit, your meat, the produce, the hummus, whatever you're shopping on Hot Poppy, it's going to be sourced from someone you could meet on the street.
Why was it so important to you guys to focus on these Nashville businesses and make them a key part of your overall business?
We like to see people have autonomy and have the choice to not have to work for something like Amazon if that's something you don't feel comfortable with, and keeping the jobs and keeping dollars within the community. It gives people autonomy, and you're making your voice count with your dollar.
What has been the response when you've gone to these local businesses and pitched your idea? How welcoming of this idea have they been?
As we reach out to them, it's always varying. Sometimes it's just a phone call over the phone. Sometimes we've been going to farmers markets, just getting boots on the ground, kind of just eye to eye, being able to talk to people. And it's been really interesting, because sometimes we'll come across a vendor that we weren't even thinking about until we see them at a farmer's market or something like that.
Well, and you guys have already touched on the really great products that these local businesses have to offer. What is it about Nashville in itself that's made this business for you guys and Hot Poppy thrive that maybe some of these other cities don't have the same products or even the same participation that some of your customers have given your business to this point?
Yeah, Nashville is it's incredibly sustainable on its own. I mean, these vendors are making almost everything you can think of that you would see at a grocery store, or just even even like the personal care stuff where it comes to shampoo and your soaps and dish detergent, stuff like that. Nashville's very self-sustainable. So it's been a great challenge to find the places that were missing items that we think people would need in their typical grocery list. As opposed to other cities, I think Nashville's just at that almost like Goldilocks zone where they are able to sustain themselves. Maybe a city even like 2 notches down, you wouldn't be able to do something like this with.
Being teammates, you spend a lot of time with one another. It's something like this business idea. It might not be this business in general, but was there any kind of talk at all during your time at Belmont of, hey, maybe one day when we graduate, we can get together and collaborate with something like this?
There's a lot of debate over who had a more successful track career. And Christian, I'll let you look over the archives and parse that one out, talk around town for yourself and see, but there was definitely stuff. And then once you get out and get some experience, you start to see what's possible and start to see how something like this can actually come about. But yeah, we had some pretty nice ideas in college.
Yeah, it's always just every time we get together, we just bounce ideas off each other, just as like stupid things we make up, and just outrageous ideas that could maybe solve a problem. And then this one was a little bit more legitimate and reasonable. So
yeah, we were actually literally standing like across from each other, socially distancing during the beginning of COVID, and it was kind of like a rant, like, why doesn't someone do an Instacart but just local items? And then I said what you'd do. I'd be like, you just do blah, blah, blah. And then it was kind of like a pause, and we were like, well, let's do it. And that was it. And I was like, all right, let me go get my laptop. And we ran and we looked and ran some numbers. We're like, I think we could actually do this.
it's been great, you know. And like those early days, I mean, we were just cold calling people, but now we've gotten into that ecosystem, and like Stuart was saying earlier, we have those people that genuinely want to connect us to new vendors because they would love to see their favorite vendors on it. So it's you know, it's not, I'm not gonna say it's getting easier, but it's definitely getting a little bit more comfortable.
How was being a Belmont Bruin teammate translated to being a business partner?
It's just the same. Just screaming at each other, you know, getting along some days, not getting along. It works out. Still competitive.
Well,
you know, I think the competitive nature that we both have is what is constantly driving us. You know, you want to have the edge up on the other people, and you know, it's like we got to take down Amazon. It's like I say, that's what we're gonna do. But
I'm glad you bring up the competitiveness because, you know, the delivery market right now, all around the world, is a huge thing. And, you know, being track athletes, sports in general, competitiveness is part of the game. How is that translated? You know, we talked about being teammates, but how is the competitiveness that you guys had on the track gone to the business world now?
I think the biggest thing I'm seeing is there's a diligence required to keeping the back end, like logistics and stuff, in place. And you learn that with track, especially because track is August to June if you do well. And you don't get your reward until June. So you just show up every day, you do your drill. You know, there's some exciting new expansions and stuff, but the majority of it is, you know, do your drill, do your warm up, don't skip like this part of the warm up, and you do that, show up and create that routine, and make it as a routine as possible.
So you guys have already mentioned some of the exciting products and collaborations you've had to this point. Maybe what's some of the things you're most excited about right now with Hot Poppy, and what can people look for to as you guys grow and expand?
Yeah. I think that what people have shown that they really value in Hot Poppy is our ability to bring them fresh produce, like really high quality local produce, high quality local cuts of meat, and like items like baked items, like really fresh baked goods. That's something you're not going to get from the large supply chains, and we're moving in exciting areas there. We're bringing on, you know, new farms, and as we move into fall, people can expect a lot of squash, a lot of those fall items. But then also we're bringing on a well-known local butcher, and we're pumped to roll out some of those cuts. So people have been asking for that a lot. And then building out our dessert menu so people can get really good local ice cream and local baked goods, even more than what's already available. I think it'll be really tough to beat the selection we have there.
yeah.
If anybody's like me and just nodding their head at home and hearing how good all this stuff sounds, well, where can they go to find out more about Hot Poppy?
So we have a website, hotpoppygo.com. And then the easiest way is we have an app. You can search on Google Play or on the App Store. And that's just Hot Poppy. It'll pop up there, one of the first results or so. It's free to use right now, and we got same-day delivery too. We delivered to Belmont Christian, so you know we can give you a code after this and hook you up.
That sounds like a good deal right there. Well, Stuart and Vinny, we thank you for joining us. Wish you guys continued success as you go along, and serving a great need for Nashvillians and also helping those Nashvillian businesses. So thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much.
All right, for Stuart and Vinny, this is Christian Kaposy saying so
Thank
long.
you. Go Bruins.
From Belmont Athletics.
Go Bruins.